Dr. Moshe Lewis with Music and Medicine here at the Lavoir Studios. They're having the annual gala here with Leon Sylvers. You've written such classics. I mean, from Shalamar, The Whispers, And the Beat Goes On, so many songs that are timeless for us, Misdemeanor. Just talk to us about sort of that creative process and how you find your inspiration.
Well, it comes from everywhere, life really, But I like working with all different types, ages, and genres of music, because when you do one thing, you want to do more, and I like challenges, so I stay in it,
Sure, absolutely. And then today they're honoring sort of young people that are coming up in music. Talk to us about the importance of even music at an early age in your life, because you all started off as child prodigies.
Oh yeah, I started off at a young age. I was a fanatic on the Motown sound,
right.
Which is ironic,
Sure.
being here.
Right.
My favorite musician was James Jamerson. That's why I started playing bass.
Sure.
And my favorite female artist was the Supremes at that time. So it's ironic that they asked me to present an award to the Supremes and Sherry Payne, But I've always been into the Motown sound. That's got me into the music. And I was experiencing that on my family group, the Sylvers.
Sure, yeah.
Learning how to produce through working with them and performing as well. So,
absolutely.
Yeah.
How did you all first get discovered? Because there's such a big jump between having talent and actually really being found and discovered.
It started with the practice, with me, telling them we got to rehearse if we're going to be something, and they didn't like it, but they was dedicated. And my father, he started working with us with 4-part harmony. This before we had leads and everything, and we just did TV shows back in the day, Dinah Shore, Spike Jones. I mean, that was way back in the day. So from there, my mother and father broke up, and we was living in the Nickerson Garden. And then when the Jackson 5 came out, that was it. I knew I had to work with my brother Edmund to prepare his vocals to start singing a lead,
Sure.
And so that's how it started right there. And that led me to my production and performing with my group, my family group. Yeah.
Sure. How did you come up with Misdemeanor? Still a classic, still sampled?
Well, it was a slang back then when we was in the Nickerson Garden projects. They would say, ain't nothing but a misdemeanor. So I said, I'm going to use that, So I just made up a song. And we held it for years before our brother Foster sang it, because it was supposed to be for Edmund in the Sylvers. But it wasn't finished then. And by the time the record company heard it and wanted it to be on my little brother Foster and my sisters Angie and Pat, I had to finish it up then. So that's how that worked.
Sure. What do you feel is some of the most phenomenal groups that you've enjoyed working with, just musically?
Well, everybody, there's something that you have to find why they doing it, why their worth of why they're doing it. Every group, Shalamar, The Whispers, Lakeside. I found something I liked in every group that I worked with, actually, and I wrote something based off that. And it's always been a challenge, and I like how that works. Get into the group and get into because there's a song I did on The Whispers called "Keep On Loving Me." And this was after I did The Beat Goes On and Love Thing on them. And I needed something else to marketing-wise, to keep writing and having something I want to pen for their style.
Sure.
And I came up with that, they would scat when they did their jazz stuff.
Yeah.
So I incorporated that in the song and making it a language to him and his girl, know. And first they didn't even want to do it. They didn't like it, but I said, well, this is as good as it gets, fellas. I got to do it like this. And I'll do a mix with and without, but I got to tell you, I'm going to tell Dick Griffey, who was the president of the label, this is the one you should go with. Right. So, it is what it is. And it wind up, people was calling the record Hey Scotty when they went to the record shops and asked for it. So it wound up being a good thing, you know.
Sure, absolutely. And now talking about being a mentor, you're bringing your son up in a business. Talk to us about sort of how that really feels that he so admires you but also works with you collaboratively.
Oh yeah, he was. He's a natural, just like I was as a kid. You know, he would show me beats back when when I was working with Teddy Riley and Blackstreet back in the day, and he just I got him his equipment at a young age when he was about, I guess, 9 or 10, because he showed the initiative in wanting to do it. So I said, you keep your grades up, I'm gonna get you your equipment, and I'm gonna show you how to use it. And that's been it. He's been doing songs. He's actually better than me now, because he knows hip hop, singing, performing, and doing music. You know, so he's all around, and that's what I told him. And he's sticking with it right now. He's producing some things on these new artists we have. You know. Yeah.
And he was so young at the time. Was it a sort of like a favor or something like that you were able to meet Ted Riley and work with them and things like that?
Well, that was because of his manager, and his brother. Actually, Markel, I think how it was. Markel told Harvey, who was Teddy's manager at the time, to get in touch with me, and he found me, and we were in Reno at the time.
Right.
And he said, we're coming out to LA. I'd like you to talk to Teddy. We'd like to let you come out to VA and see if we can do some business. I said, cool. So that's how that happened. And we got together. It just went like that. It was, you know, we matched, you know what I'm saying? It was a good thing, you know.
Tell us about how you keep young and so fit. You, I know, played basketball a long time and played with some of your singers and performers.
Yeah, oh yeah, I've always exercised and played ball. I used to just play ball every day. But you know, sometimes you see the moves, but you can't do it all the time because the muscles aren't the same. But I stay as good as shape as possible. Now I'm eating right, you know, so it's keeping me in shape and sparky, you know, for the mind, you know, so I can, for ideas and different ways of doing things, you know.
As you part, one piece of advice for a young producer, a young person sort of coming up in the business that wants to be just like you and emulate what you've achieved?
I would have to say, if you like doing something, stick to it till you make it. Because it don't mean nothing to make a goal and put a time limit on it and then give up if it don't happen when you want it. Because it should happen, if you stay in it, you will eventually get your time, you know what I'm saying? You'll miss it if you give up.
Right,
you know?
Sure.
So it's like, stay in it.
Life, absolutely. Yeah. Thanks so much. Your work is timeless, and then maybe one last thing that springs to mind is when you get to hear it again and it got picked up by Despicable Me, and your song is there. How does that feel if you got a chance to watch the movie? I don't know if you'd watch a movie.
Oh yeah,
like that.
yeah. I found out like that wasn't my song, but it was the Sylvers that sung it.
Sure, right.
But Freddie Perrin wrote that from the Boogie Fever, I think it was.
Yes.
Yeah. Hey, it was a good ASCAP check.
Right. Yes. Absolutely. Sure.
That was good. You know,
No.
I wish I had wrote it, but you know.
Right.
Yeah.
Sure. Well, thanks so much. The music remains timeless, still coming up in films and artists today, and I know you still work with artists and things like that, like Nicole. So thanks, and big shout out to her for first introducing us. Always a pleasure to see you.
Same here. Good seeing you again.
Right, sure.
All right. God bless.
Awesome.